Well, breaking news. Anthony Santander to the Toronto Blue Jays.
They had to get somebody.
They did. 5 years.
Finally, somebody took their money.
What do you think about it? 5 years, $90 million plus, and a club option after that. But took him a while, and he didn't have to take some last-minute discount situation. It's a pretty nice deal, kind of in line with what most prognosticators had him getting. Many had him in the 4 to 5, 80 to 100 range, and he's right in that mix. Nice.
I thought he'd get 100. I thought he'd get like 500. I mean, he hit 40. How many? 48 homers?
Yeah, but he didn't have a market.
44. I know, which is 44 homers last year.
There are a ton of pros and cons. 44 homers.
I know.
308 career on base percentage or something in that low 300s.
Defender.
Slow, not a great defender.
Oh,
good arm. What?
Oh, someone that's not a great defender and slow got $756 million. I'm just saying. Didn't hit 44 homers either. Also isn't a switch hitter. Just saying. Yeah, I don't know. I thought he'd get at least to 100. I know there was no market. I know he's older, but I thought he'd get 100. I mean, $20 million nowadays for a player that can hit you 44 homers, that's not that much.
That was his career year, though. I like Santander. I think he's a great player. He's a great dude. He's going to dominate in that clubhouse too, Kratz. He did in Baltimore, and they're going to miss that.
They are. And, yes, the defense is going to be downgraded, whatever. You don't just find 40 homers somewhere. It's not potential 40. It's a full 40 homers. And if you go back to 2020, that was kind of his first kind of breakout year. 21 kind of had a little bit of a down year number compared to 2020. And then since then, he's just slowly building. And you're really looking at this guy, to me, the next 3 years being one of the elite bat-to-ball guys. I mean, driving in 100 runs. You sit there, he's not going to walk a ton. He's not going to hit you a ton of average, but he's going to give you what the Jays don't have. He's going to give you that second piece in the lineup. And then if Bo comes back to even a lot closer to what he was, it adds so much to it. And they still have elite defense, even though Dalton Varsho is going to start the season a little bit later.
Clutch, too. I mean, I don't know what his exact number finished at, but he was up there in home runs in the 7th inning or later.
It's a great signing for the Blue Jays. It hurts Pete, though. I think it hurts Pete Alonso.
Good
Unless, I mean,
they can do both, and they should
could do both. But at some point, Pete's going to have to make a decision. Like, what do I go crawling back to the Mets? Because, I mean, that's kind of what he's
not going back to the Mets.
That's what I'm saying. Does he go back crawling to the Mets for a 1-year deal and try to reestablish his market, or does he accept the fact that maybe he might have to go to a Toronto? But Toronto, will they do both? Because then you have to move Vladdy.
Ken mentioned on Friday that there could be a mystery team.
There's always a mystery team with Scott Boras. Who?
So, I don't know who it is, but there could be a mystery team.
Giants would be the one, right?
Sure.
Nationals, maybe?
They just got 2 first basemen, though. I wanted it for them, but they got Lowe and Josh Bell as your backup first baseman. I don't think that's happening there.
I mean, when does Bregman sign? The 2 guys that I'm most interested in now are Bregman and Pete. Because when are they going to – we're getting tight now. I mean, it's January 20th. You got 3 weeks till spring training.
I know, but this always happens with
I know,
a
but
couple stragglers.
And then, like a Jack Flaherty, where's he? But you would think that Pete – so how do we know that the Blue Jays didn't offer Santander and Pete the same deal?
We don't.
I know, but let's say they offered the same deal, and Santander's like, "I'll take it."
We're going to get to Tanner Scott, but I think they were in on Tanner Scott to some degree.
The Blue Jays are the Red Sox.
But if they were in on Tanner Scott and they were going to Santander, can't you funnel the Tanner Scott money to Pete?
But we thought they would do that with the Shohei money last year they were offering, and it didn't happen.
No,
that was right. That was different.
I understood the Shohei one because there was a business component that we all learned about with the surplus on profit.
But I just don't understand. If you're the Blue Jays, and I think you've been saying it, Scott, on Twitter X, whatever it is now, that the Blue Jays almost have to offer above everybody now.
Correct.
And it's not a thing on knock on Toronto because Kratz played there, and I know people that played there, and they loved it there.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you get players to go there? Unless you're really good, which they're not really good, then people don't want to go. That's the thing the Dodgers have. Not only do they offer fair market value, but they're really good, right? So people are like, oh, I live in LA, where the weather's usually pretty good. They're good. They go to the playoffs every year, have a chance to win, and they're offering me fair market value. If you don't have all 3 of those things, You have to either offer above money to get guys to start coming there, make yourself good, or you just got to hope you get lucky and back into some deals here and there.
You have to beat the market. Think about it. It's not just the Dodgers. Corbin Burns went to the Diamondbacks because he wanted to be in one place year round. The Diamondbacks aren't the Dodgers, but they've also been a successful franchise the past few years.
You know why Corbin Burns went to the Diamondbacks?
Why?
Because his wife was like, "Oh my gosh, we can live in the same city. We have baby.
The money's
twins.
close enough. The state income tax is
Yes.
2.5%. There's a difference there
There's a
for
huge
Arizona.
difference, but he's home the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in Arizona, so he is home, right, Kratzy? If you could play in, Mennonite, Pennsylvania, where you live for the whole year, but yeah, it might cost you a few $1 million. You're gonna that $1 million you make up in the quality time you get to spend, especially when you start hitting numbers like Corbin Burns is talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's all, yeah. I mean, that's a huge. People are like, oh no,